All right, so this is a vlog on two different days or two different projects that I was working on. They were kind of in the same week. So starting out with a couple of B-roll from this equestrian farm. They do horse riding training for adults and children. So I'm just showing some of the behind the scenes here of some of the B-roll, mostly using gimbal, and sorry, a lot of it was vertical, but I was basically capturing the essence of what this farm does, how their approach to training kids and teaching kids how to teaching folks how to ride horses, but not just ride horses, but how to communicate and care for and treat their horses well. So as you can see right there, I am kind of just standing in the middle while one of these, she's a daughter of the owner. She's riding her horse, doing a couple of cool jumps. And I wanted these shots particularly because, I mean, this video was meant to be selling their services, selling what they do, and a little bit of selling needs to include the cool factor, I call it. Just selling that, riding horses is cool, and so I wanted to capture the essence of her doing some of those stuff. So I'll show some of the B-roll of those jumps. So we moved into doing kind of a talking head of the owner, sharing her philosophy on horseback riding and training, and she does a lot of cool stuff. She will actually ride her horse without a bridle, and so I wanted to make sure I capture that, and why she does that, how she does it, all that kind of stuff. I'm sorry the behind the scenes footage isn't that great, but I wanted to kind of walk you through what I was using. So for this, it was two Sony FX30s on tripods. One of them had a Sigma 18 to 50, and the tight shot was a Sigma 28 to 75. And for lighting, I was using a Nanlite F-500B, and I was just pumping it through that diffusion panel. It's the 5-in-1, reflector thing. I think this one is from Newer. This is one of the bigger ones, which I wanted to make sure I had a nice big wrap. I originally wanted the light on the other end, on the other side, but this kind of worked out better because the horse was there. It was kind of trippy. It was maybe a little unorthodox because the horse was, I wanted to feel natural, and I wanted the the essence of the farm to come across, and she also wanted that. And so I thought, okay, cool, it'd be cool if this horse would stick their head out every now and again and nudge you with their nose and whatever it is. So this was basically this project. It was a whole day of shooting and shooting B-roll and then capturing this talking head style video. Unfortunately, the audio in this situation, I was using DJI Lav mics, which worked fine, but I forgot to unclip the mic from the lady. So I was recording internally on the mic. I couldn't find my audio cable that connects the receiver into the camera. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll just record internally on the microphone, and forgot the microphone on her. And somehow when she sent the microphone back to me, the audio file was corrupted. It wasn't opening. And so I'm usually a guy who loves having backups on top of backups. And the one time I didn't, I was like, okay, cool, I'll just record on the mic and then sync it in post. No problem, no big deal. So I didn't record in camera from the receiver or from the microphone. And the one time I took a risk, it did not work. So hope that's a lesson for you guys. The audio in camera is salvageable. With a little bit of work in post, I can make it work, but it's not going to be the greatest quality audio, unfortunately, because of that error. But you live and you learn. I have since make sure I have multiple audio cables both in my camera bag and my audio bag, so I shouldn't run into this issue again. And I usually love having a boom mic as well, but just because of traveling and trying to keep the kit as light and minimal as possible, this is what we kind of worked with. But lesson learned. All right, so as you can tell, this one includes pianos. So I was hired by a client in Europe to shoot a piano competition here in New York. And this was done at Steinway & Sons piano store in New York. I don't know if you catch that, but because they're in Europe, the requirement was to shoot in 25 frames per second instead of 24. And they had very minimal requirements for video quality. They just wanted 1080p low resolution or low bit rate, especially because I was transferring the files to them at the end of the day. They had a very tight turnaround time, and so we definitely needed to get the footage to them that same day. And so that was a big part of the requirement. They were very specific about audio requirements and how they wanted the audio placements and where they wanted the mics, what kind of mics they wanted, and so on and so forth. And so I was have to comply with getting them the requirements or getting them the specifications. So as you can see here, two cameras, two FX30s. They were both running, like I said, 1080p. One was a little wider of a shot, capturing the whole piano and the backdrop and the pianist. Then the other one was a little bit tighter on the hands. They still didn't want it too tight, but they wanted to be able to see the hands a little clearer. So that was the second angle. And we had about 20 of these performers throughout a 2-day time period. Each of them got 20 minutes to perform. And so here, just kind of showing you the setup. So we had two large diaphragm studio recording mics here. These are the Lewitt LCT 2040 Pro, as you can see. And they were set in stereo mode, capturing the piano itself. And those are all feeding into the Tascam Portacapture X8, I believe the name is. This was rented, so I don't own this. I own a Zoom F3. So this is the Portacapture X8, right? So beautiful beautiful recorder. It was being powered by V-mount, as you can see. And then the second set of mics were Audio-Technica 875R, I believe. These were to be set in a way to capture the ambient sound of the pianos. And so that was the setup. They didn't ask for lighting, but just the way the light was hitting the performer and the piano, it wasn't that flattering. And so I brought in my Nanlite 300B with a small rig Fresnel to kind of, get that light a little more controlled and, doing what I wanted to do. And so I kind of got into a flow of in between. I would grab the footage off of the cards, swap cards, start uploading right away. So I was uploading while this was happening, and we definitely made the deadline, and that was great. Second day, same thing. The only difference was I also need to shoot an intro video with the owner or the manager of the store. And so shot that video, and I was editing that video while the performances were happening. So kind of a lot to be handling and keeping track of, but I was very sharp, very alert, and managed to pull it off. I'll show you a quick snippet of the intro video, and here we go.
Good afternoon. I'm Gavin English, president of Steinway & Sons for America. And welcome to Steinway Hall in New York City, our flagship showroom for Steinway & Sons pianos. Steinway & Sons was founded in New York City in 1853. Come on in and follow the performances for the Busoni International Piano Competition. Steinway & Sons is proud to host the global piano competition worldwide and especially here in New York City. Good luck to all the participants.
All right, so I'm in New York City, heading to B&H. I'm almost at B&H to do a quick return on some gear, as well as get some more gear. So almost there, and I'll just take some quick videos around for folks who only purchased from B&H online and never actually been in the store. For me, it's like a candy store. No kidding. I go in there and my eyes are like the size of quarters, just huge. Taking in all the gear, so you guys might get a little bit of a kick out of that. So, and right now it's pretty cold in New York. It's about 40 degrees. Cold for me at least. So yeah, see you guys soon. This is probably the least exciting part of B&H. I know a lot of videographers don't think about tripods, but it is one of the most important gears that we own. And I mean, everybody knows the staple professional standard of tripods, right? Satchler, Vortex, and so on. But you know, there's so many other options out there, obviously.
All right, so this is potentially what I'm thinking about is going to be the next camera purchase. For those of you who don't immediately look at it and know what it is, it's the Sony FX6, the big brother to the FX3, the big uncle to the FX30, which is what my current A cam is. So looking to step up to the FX6. Love these cameras. They just look, I mean, you look at this and you feel like you're getting your money's worth. You know, you look, a client will look at this camera and just feel like, okay, this guy is a professional. Not that that's all that matters, but client perception is a thing and it does matter. So that's something to keep in mind. Yeah, so the FX6, definitely on my list, on my radar for the next purchase. I've also thought about FX3, but I'm thinking to just skip the FX3. It feels like a big step up to the FX6 in terms of, you know, price, but it might be worth it for the longevity. I know David Morphy loves it. Jared Felf loves it. And quite a lot of the YouTubers and vloggers who are also actual cameramen, actual workers, working in the field. So the FX6 is definitely tempting. It's something I'm thinking about very deeply. And you know, I think it's at the top of the list in terms of the next step up for camera gear.
This is also a very tempting camera that I've thought about. The Ronin 4D, just because of this crazy you know, system of having a four axis what do you call it, camera, 4-axis gimbal. It's such a compact body. It's a gimbal and a camera in one. All the control, look at the focus on that. It's like so green now. It's just, look at this. I'm just focusing into one hand, and it is very nice. Very nice. So this is cool. I mean, to be able to focus with one hand, and then with the other hand, other hand, you can, you know, pan and tilt the camera. It's amazing. I don't know what else this camera can do, honestly. Oh, cool. You can adjust the angle. Once you have it, you lock it in. I'm just figuring this camera out while I speak. But yeah, this is a pretty nice camera. I haven't checked a lot of specs on it in terms of like the actual camera quality, but I know in terms of ergonomics and versatility, it definitely rocks. So decisions. Look at that. That is nice. Yeah, it's a thought, right? Do you get the DJI or the 6K? Look at all the specs: 42, 6K 16. Yeah, it's about 6.8. Or you spend 600 and just get one camera. Or, you know, I don't know if this comes with the lens as well, does it?
I don't know. Does it include a lens? Could be. I'm not seeing the lens in this spec here. And then this is. But this is definitely a great camera.
When you look at the size of the monitor, again, this probably comes with it. Probably doesn't. I don't know. So I don't know if that's included in the price. It says humble kit. Okay, humble kit. State camera enabled humble. Camera enabled. Yeah, I don't know. But it is pretty nice. Probably a great option.
Right, and I mean, as you can see, I'm just running around the store. Look at the size of the light, the Nanlite Evoke 2400B and then the 1200B. And like I said, I'm a kid in a candy store every time I go into B&H. Their lighting section is amazing. I just got that light, for example, the Nanlite 500B. Just acquired that one. Beautiful light, very well built. Missing a little bit of the pro features, but I think it's still an amazing light. The Nanlite FS-300C, might be my next purchase. I am missing a powerful RGB light in my kit, and that might be the one I go for, just to stay in the Nanlite ecosystem. So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you enjoyed walking around B&H with me, and if you enjoy the content, feel free to like the video and go ahead and subscribe. I am getting better at putting out more consistent vlogs, and I have a couple in the pipeline. So go ahead, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you get notified when those drop. See you soon.